Not only is The Incredibles my favorite kids or family movie, and probably of all time, it probably is my favorite kids or family movie of all time. It's actually the only one that I own right now. I don't tend to keep these movies around. I did have a copy of Monsters Inc., and that's another one of my favorite kids or family movies. The first Monsters Inc., by the way, I was not a big fan of the second one. But like I said, this is the only one that I've kept around, and I really don't go see kids or family movies very often, especially by myself. I mean, I do like some other series as well. I think both of the How to Train Your Dragon movies were phenomenal. I really enjoyed both of those. I thought the first one had some really great action, especially towards the end, and it made good use of the 3D. I mean, there was one shot that felt like being on a roller coaster ride. I absolutely loved that shot. The second movie had one of my favorite character introductions of all time, and that's not just for animation, that's for any movie. And, I really like both of those. I also like the Kung Fu Panda series. I haven't seen the third one yet, and you can all let me know what you think about it, but I mean, without spoiling anything, but let me know what you think about the third movie, because I am considering trying to catch that before it leaves the theaters as well. I definitely like the first two movies, and you see here I have my flocked Poe figure, which I'm pretty happy with. This was the first flocked figure that I got. But the first two movies were really good to me. A lot of good humor, and the action was really some of the surprisingly well choreographed action in both of those movies. Not too many options though as far as characters there. I mean, it's basically variations of Poe and then Tigress. I'm not sure if they have any other characters from those movies. But anyway, getting back to the focus here, and the reason why I'm bringing these other movies up is just because Zootopia was a nice surprise. It really was a nice surprise. And I decided to finally go see it because the reviews were coming in and they were so positive. And a couple of days ago at Target, I saw these figures sitting there, and I just left them there because at the time I was still debating whether or not I should check the movie out. So I really didn't know what these characters were about. But I took a gamble earlier today because I knew I was going to go ahead and see the movie. So I was like, let me pick these characters up. Also, they were at a great price. And Pop Hunters, when you see figures at a great price, it's kind of hard to leave them sitting. So, yeah, I picked up these two figures, and now I'm glad that I did because I really did enjoy the movie, which, by the way, is not really a kid's movie. I'm kind of ashamed for even calling it that. And let me be clear what I mean by that. I'm not saying that it has mature content in it in the way of like vulgar language or anything like that. But it's just not a kid's movie in that it deals with some really serious subject matter, but it handles it in a pretty good way. I mean, a family-friendly way. You notice here the two main characters. One is Judy Hopps, a rabbit. Nick Wilde here, a fox. And we know these characters, or these creatures, I should say, in nature, of course, would not get along. And that's something that they use within the movie to basically deal with issues such as stereotyping and prejudice, and you might as well say racism as well. It really does tackle those heavy issues, but it does it in a way where at least adults would pick up on those things, and I think kids will pick up on it to a certain extent as well. And I like it that it handles it in such a mature way that even this character, the main character, Judy Hopps, who a lot of people felt could not become a police officer just because she is a rabbit, she didn't feel held back by those barriers. That's a great message, a great theme for kids to pick up on. And also, as the story develops, and I'm not really giving anything away here, I'll just say that even Judy Hopps definitely learned some things along the way. She's not like a perfect heroine. Okay, she's not that perfect character. She does have to learn some things along the way and even put herself in check at certain times about certain attitudes that she has. So I really like that it has such a mature story going on there. And there are some references within the movie that kids are not going to pick up on. It's obviously also geared towards adults. If you look here on the back of the box, hopefully it'll focus here in a moment. His character, Mr. Big, I'm not going to say who he's influenced by. Just by looking at it, some of you might be able to take a guess if you haven't seen the movie yet. But I'll just say there are some references within the movie that kids are just not going to get. So obviously, this is geared towards not just kids, but also adults as well. Even some teenagers may not get some of the references, but it doesn't matter. It's still an enjoyable film. And also, this movie is mainly a mystery, which is something else that surprised me. And it's an engaging mystery as well. I was really into it, even when there weren't big laughs going on. Of course, there are some big laughs though, and I'm not going to give anything away again, but I just will say, remember this character here, and remember 3 letters, DMV. That was probably the funniest scene in the movie. I won't say any more than that, but really hilarious scene. And you all as well, if you have seen it, please don't ruin anything in the comments for anybody in case they do plan to check it out. And I'm just going to go ahead and say and give my final verdict. Basically, go see the movie. I think it's absolutely worth it. Very entertaining movie. I think kids will get enough out of it, but like I said, I think adults especially are going to pick up on all those deep themes and enjoy the mystery as well. One more thing I have to say here, though, is focusing now specifically on the Pop figures, I do think they represented these 2 characters pretty well. Especially now that I've seen the movie, I can say for sure these are good representations of the characters. But I'm a little confused about the choice of other characters that they have for this series here. So I'm hoping that this is a series number 1 and that they'll do some more of the characters from the movie. I do like the other characters. I mean, they were cool, but I feel like some characters are missing that need to be made in Pop form as well. If you're wondering whether or not you should see this movie in 3D, I think personally that is worth it. And I'll try to keep that in mind when I do movie reviews to let you know whether or not the 3D is worth it. That's something I wish pretty much all movie reviewers would do, because I hate to waste that extra couple of dollars to go see a movie and it's pretty much no reason why I should have those glasses on. But I'll say in case of Zootopia, it really does help with the depth and also the different sizes of the animals, because they are pretty much to scale throughout the movie. It's not as if they personify them all in a way where they're all about the same size. No, they are pretty much true to life in terms of the scale. So the 3D actually helps with that. And I love when 3D provides depth and it's not just about throwing things in your face. So I think they did the 3D excellent. And if you can see it in that way, then yeah, that's the better option. So that's it for now, you all. I just wanted to share my thoughts on this movie, which is a pretty great movie. I'm not going to grade movies. I really don't do that. Mainly because I'm not going to do regular movie reviews on my channel. I'll just do them from time to time, especially with the big comic book movies coming out. I will do reviews on those. But as far as grading goes, I would say I'm just going to leave that up to people like Jeremy Johns, who recently hit 1 million subscribers, and definitely congratulations to him. Chris Stuckman, Schmoes Know, those reviewers that I'm really into, I'll leave the grading up to them. I think they do a great job with that. But as far as I'm concerned, I basically tell you either go see it or just wait or maybe rent it, something like that. Okay, but again, with Zootopia, go check it out. I hope you enjoy it. And after you check it out, share your thoughts with me. Don't put any spoilers in the comments or anything. If you want to private message me, that's cool. And also, I mentioned this on a recent video that I'm planning on setting up I was debating on setting up a post office box so that people could send me letters or drawings, whatever you want to do. And I think I'm going to go ahead and take care of that. So look for that in my About section pretty soon here within the next couple of days, in case you want to contact me that way. And a handwritten letter, you know, maybe that's an old school thing to some people, but I like it. That means a lot when somebody takes the time to write something down by hand. That'd be pretty cool to get some letters from you all. But again, that's it for now. Check out Zootopia. Hope you enjoy it. Okay, you all take care.